Cracking down on illegal gambling machines was a key item on the agenda at last night's city council meeting. More tonight on how the tighter restriction will improve the city.
Sam Johnson has been in a tug-of-war with his insurance company, who have yet to pay his claim to help rebuild his church.
You may want to think twice before taking that drink and jumping behind the wheel of your car.
One student captured the brawl using a cell phone video camera.
And it all began by an online dating ad placed on Craigslist. The Georgia Department of Driver Services is issuing a warning for teen drivers.
The teenage boy was found dead directly behind this fence at this vacant pool.
But with the housing meltdown, the rising cost in fuel prices, along with fading consumer confidence in the economy rebounding.
And let's start off with Brazen Phillies in a wild one from Atlanta last night.
Coming up, I'll have some tips on how you can significantly reduce your air conditioning bill. Our investigators determined that it was the car phone charger that ignited the blaze.
Georgia Power announced that your electricity bill will soon be going down. In this economy, that means more money in your pocket.
We have breaking news to report here out of Rockdale County. Conyers Police Department responded to a 911 call at the Fred's department store, which is directly across the street. This is what we have so far. The manager at the Fred's department store was shot in the leg by a robbery suspect as he was leaving the store to make a bank deposit. The suspect fled the scene with an undisclosed amount of cash. Law enforcement quickly roped out the area as the suspect was seen exiting out the back door of the laundromat. The manager was rushed to Rockdale Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries and is expected to make a full recovery. Detectives did give us a description of the robbery suspect. He's described as a black male, about 5 foot 10 inches tall, last seen wearing a Nike sweatshirt and blue jeans. News 13 is on top of this story, and we will keep you posted as more details unfold. Debra Sawyer, News 13.
Left high and dry by his insurance company, the pastor at this local church has had a difficult time rebuilding.
It all went downhill last summer when the roof collapsed at Cornerstone Missionary Baptist Church, located on Mercer Drive in Macon. Since then, Pastor Sam Johnson has been in a tug-of-war with his insurance company, who have yet to pay his claim to help rebuild his church, when according to Johnson, his policy was paid in full.
I use the expression of tug-of-war with our insurance company over the claim and the damage and ultimate collapsing of our church. And what it has done is left us in a bad situation, not in terms that we doubt the favor and respect of God, but in terms of some of the things that we are required to do and we are being asked to do.
A lawsuit is currently pending against the church, filed against the insurance company.
The case is in court. Is out of our reach. We were insured by one of the major church insurance companies and what have you, but we haven't gotten anywhere.
According to Johnson, his requests for assistance from city as well as government officials have fallen on deaf ears.
And one of the things sometimes that aggravates you when we started into this process and we asked the governmental officials, that regulate and enforce different policies and business, and their hands seem to be tied there.
He has been hit with a citation to either use his own funds to clear up the land or face jail time.
You may consider this is helping us. They come on the property, post a sign, but they can't come on the property and help.
His congregation continues to hold service in a smaller building located next to the church. Pastor Johnson continues to keep a positive outlook despite lack of support.
And so all I'm saying, if the city or the county can't do it, I'm quite sure that they know some of these major contractors in town.
You may want to think twice before taking that drink and jumping behind the wheel of your car.
Held at Byron Municipal Complex, law enforcement and prosecutors received advanced training on how to work together to keep the road safe. Matt Myers, instructor.
In the field, this is going to help the officers in applying the concepts of standardized field sobriety testing, as well as some recognition of initial indicators of impaired driving. Most importantly, what this is oriented around is helping them properly evaluate offenders who have already been stopped for a traffic violation and who are being evaluated for suspicion of alcohol or drug intoxication.
Statistics indicate that Georgia has had over 1,000 traffic fatalities, and a percentage of those were alcohol-related.
While motor vehicle crashes are a huge cause of death and injury in the United States, it's actually the #1 cause of death for people between the ages of 5 and 35 in the United States. And of those, about a third of those crashes are caused by impaired drivers.
By joining forces, prosecutors and law enforcement will be able to help identify these cases better.
That's kind of what we're doing here, is a joint effort. We're trying to bring the prosecutors and the law enforcement together in one room to talk about the whole process and provide them with a little bit of refresher training on field sobriety and a great overall look at the proper investigation of DUI cases.
With law enforcement and prosecutors teaming up, they will help keep the roads safe by keeping under the influence drivers off the road. Reporting for WRWR TV 38, I'm Debra Sawyer.
All aircrafts are at a standstill and cannot be moved until further notice, which has put airmen in a state of limbo. Patriot reporter John Birdsong will have that report. The city of Warner Robins will conduct its first ever Hall of Fame, honoring those who helped lay the groundwork for the city. Tune in tonight to find out who are the first-class honorees. And a new study reveals that the Peach State ranks high on the list for shipment of beer, but not so much for consumption. Find out how other states rank tonight. And Patriot reporter Craig Lawson will bring you up to date on the happenings in the world of sports. Coming up at 6 and 10 p.m., we will also take a look at your work week forecast, only on Newsnight, only on The Patriot.
A dangerous man is off the street, and it all began by an online dating ad placed on Craigslist. Now the women in this apartment complex are afraid to leave their homes. Alan Jamar McDowell was arrested by DeKalb County Police for raping 2 women he lured off the popular free internet site Craigslist. According to the DeKalb County Special Victims Unit, McDowell used the open adult networking portion of the site as his bait. He contacted several women and lured them to the Kingston Station apartments off of Memorial Drive in DeKalb County.
He was able to gain access to a vacant apartment.
This woman is afraid for her safety and asked if we do not show her face.
I was going to work that day and it was puzzled. I think about it all day, knowing that me and my cousin, we stay up here and it's not really safe around here.
Authorities say McDowell held the women captive, robbed, and sexually assaulted them, even telling one of his victims that he was an officer. What makes this man even more dangerous? He raped those women, knowing that he is HIV positive.
That's very sad. My condolence goes out to the family.
McDowell faces a laundry list of charges, including kidnapping, rape, theft, reckless conduct for knowingly exposing someone to HIV, and impersonating an officer.
The DeKalb County Special Victims Unit wants anyone who may have came in contact with McDowell to please give them a call, because they are afraid that there could be more victims out there.